Okay, today we're looking at 11.8, which is the volume of rectangular prism. Okay, so the amount of space inside a three-dimensional object is called the volume. So there are three different dimensions and you need to put things inside it. Okay, it's not two-dimensional like just drawn on a piece of paper. It's actually like a box would be. So you need to find the volume inside that box. Okay, so volume can be measured in, well, it's measured in cubic units. So instead of meters squared, we would write meters cubed, so meters with a 3 above it. Okay, so you might have meters cubed. Alright, or kilometers cubed. And that's how you write it. So depending on what you're measuring, you will use different measurements as you do with perimeter and area. Okay, so you might want to find out how much water is in a swimming pool. So you would use volume to find that out. So you would multiply the length of the pool by the width of the pool, and also you need the height of the pool because you're going to put the water inside it. So when we're talking about volume, you need to look at those three dimensions. Therefore, the formula for volume is length times width times height. So length, width, and height when we're talking about three-dimensional shapes, and in particular we're looking at rectangular prisms. Alright, now let's do some examples. You guys are pretty good at this by now. So remember, making sure we're putting the formula length times width times height. And you can see here we've got the length 5 centimeters, the width 2 centimeters, and the height is 1 centimeter. So 5 times 2 times 1. So 5 2s are 10, 10 times 1 is 10, and it's in centimeters. Remember, it's cubed. Alright, I remember that you must do it in cubic units because you're multiplying three different dimensions together, so you need to have it in cubic units. Alright, this next one here, it's only got one measurement. Why would that be? So it would be because it's a cube, so all sides are equal. So you can tell that by the single line there that is drawn on. So that tells you that all those sides are the same length. So the length and the width and the height are all 3 centimeters. So again, volume equals, now you can write length, width, height like that. You don't have to put the multiplication signs in. Putting them next to each other like that means you multiply them together. So it's 3 times 3 times 3. 3 3s are 9, 3 9s are 27. So it's 27 centimeters cubed. Alright, now this is for you. It's a bit of a harder one, so because I know you can do these. So you need to work out the volume of ice on Earth if you know the statistic that there is enough ice on Earth to fill a cube with a side length of 300 kilometers. So when working this out, the main things you need to look at in the question are that it's a cube, so that means that all sides will be the same, and the side length is 300 kilometers. Alright, we're looking at the volume, so that tells you what formula to use. So you need to look for all the keywords in the questions to tell you how to solve the problem. So in this case, we need to just find the volume. So volume equals length, width, height. So it's 300 times 300 times by 300. And that would be 27 million cubic kilometers. That is a lot of ice. Okay, so hopefully you were able to work that out quite easily. Alright, this is more of a challenge. what you need to do is try and find the volume of this composite solid. Okay, so it's made up of a few different rectangular prisms, but what you can do is just use addition or subtraction in these cases to work out the volume. So in this case, I would need to work out the volume of the shape as when it's a whole shape here without the hole in the middle. Then I will actually work out the volume of this part here and take that away from the total. Okay, so you can do that now while you pause the video. See if you can work that out yourself, and I'll show you the answer in a moment. Okay, so first of all I'm going to work out the area of the total shape, not taking into account the hole in it. Alright, so we have the length of 8 centimeters, the width of 9 centimeters, and the height is actually 2 centimeters. You can see here that these are the same, so the height is 2 centimeters. So volume equals length width height. Eight times 9 times 2. So 9 eighths is 72 times 2 is 144. So that's 144 centimeters cubed. Now that's the total volume, not taking into account the hole. So now we've got to try and figure out what the length, width and height is of this part here and take it away from the total. So we can see that we know that this is 8 centimeters, so this across here will be 8 centimeters. But we know that this is 2 centimeters and this is actually the same as well, so that's 2 centimeters. So we need to take that total away from 8, and that will mean that this here is 4 centimeters. So this little space here is 4 centimeters. Alright, now when we need to work out, so that we need to work out the width now, the width of this part here. So we know that the width of this solid part is 4 centimeters and the total width is 9 centimeters. So therefore we need to take the 4 centimeters away from the 9. So the width will be 5 centimeters. I might just write that over here. So volume equals, so length, width, height. And we know the length is 4 centimeters. The width we've worked out is 5 centimeters. And we know the height is 2 centimeters. Alright, so then we can work that out. 4 5s are 20, times 2 is 40 centimeters cubed. Alright, and we're not done yet. Now we need to take 40 centimeters away from 144. So 144 centimeters cubed, take away 40 equals 104 centimeters cubed. I've run out of room to write my therefore. Therefore, the answer is 104 centimeters cubed. Alright, hopefully you've got some understanding of that. You'll have to do that in your textbook, these sorts of questions as well. So hopefully you took up the challenge and were able to do that correctly. If not, I want you to make sure that you understand where you went wrong so that you can learn from your mistakes, and we'll look at it in class.